You people bought a ticket to see me, so shut up.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad there's no control.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you live under a rock,
I might
you
grab
are
a bat, I
looking
don't
at
know,
the
my rap, my
youngest
blood
and
boils
fastest
over like,
rising star
oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And I ain't gon' wish you shut the fuck up real bad.
Shut up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hill of the Ring podcast. I'm your host, BX Sports Jedi Kev. We are reacting to the WrestleMania Kickoff press conference. A lot to talk about. Salute to everyone watching us on all the different platforms. If you're watching us on the YouTube, Facebook, Rumba, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram Live, and all the different platforms, you listen to us on all the audio platforms as well. Salute to you. Let's get right into it. A lot to talk about. The slap around the world was heard. Blood is thicker than water. We see the back and forth. For some people, for the Cody crybabies, they got what they want. I'm going to give you my opinion on this here. I love the way everything played out, where, you know, the whole media kickoff was done well. You had CM Punk on the dais with Big E. Good to see Big E on the dais as well. Pat McAfee, Michael Cole giving their thoughts. I felt it was from the heart. Everyone spoke and felt like the whole press conference of everyone's opinion there on that dais was pretty much unscripted. You know, many things that people were complaining and talking about that where whenever the announcers or the broadcasters and so forth were being fed the lines by Vince McMahon on what to say. Oh, you cannot say wrestling. You cannot say belts. You know, the taboo of the words. And yesterday when I heard all four members speaking on that dais before any of the talent came out on the platform, they spoke genuinely. They spoke from the hip, like they say, from the heart. Nothing rehearsed, but they kept it story-wise in place. I thought Punk, you know, and that could have been a double-edged sword, giving a live mic to a CM Punk where, you know, he's hurt and he might not return and say, you know what, screw this, I'm going to go in business for myself. That's not even why we're talking about that tonight, but I'm just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to give them their flowers and their kudos on the way they spoke from the truth. Then we have the whole press conference. You saw Bianca Belair come out promoting her program, you know, her and Montez on Hulu. You also saw Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch foretelling or kind of overshadowing the Elimination Chamber. Becky hasn't been really announced as Rhea's number one contender champion yet because there's still an Elimination Chamber to go through. And I found that a little odd. And I know everyone is up in arms with Bayley not showing up at the press conference, not being as she won the Rumble. And she didn't, but listen, there's still 2 months to build for WrestleMania. You guarantee there's going to be another press conference somewhere. There's going to be more. There's levels above this. Then maybe the next one where they're going to probably set up when the women's with Io and Bayley. I was listening Busted Open. I like to listen to them. Although I'm contemplating canceling my subscription because I think I had enough with that program. That's for another, and I'll get to it in a moment. I hear Thunder Rosa on the broadcast saying that the WWE doesn't book their women correctly. that they're terrible at booking their women. Thunder. Don't throw rocks if you're living in a glass house. Because when your company that you're waving the flag at only gives your women one match at 9:20 every Wednesday night, and they give it 10 minutes, and half of your own fan base, or 700,000 of them, don't even know who really is your TBS, PBS, whatever the hell secondary women's champion is, you shouldn't be throwing rocks at a glass house. Seriously. WWE books their women phenomenal. Just because they didn't bring Bailey out, you're going to shit on the program. You should bring that same energy to Tony Khan, your boss, when he didn't even give you a chance to explain why you're relinquishing the AEW women's title due to injury. They made an interim, and they never gave you a moment to explain and say goodbye. They just ripped it right out of you. That's where your energy should be, not if Bailey made it to and getting all wrapped up and crapping on the WWE. You should be getting mad at your own boss. That's just my opinion. Don't throw rocks in a glass house, Thunder Rosa. Now let's get to the whole Cody, Rock, Roman. We saw Rock at Pat McAfee uttered out the crybaby, hashtag Cody crybabies, attacking and targeting the host of Busted Open, you could say, because he's sitting there, he's more patting himself more on his back more than DYI, saying that was for me. He's gloating about it. That's fine if you think that was for you. My opinion on this with the hashtag Cody or Crybaby Codys, if this is going to go forward, wrestling is in trouble. I don't see wrestling sticking around for another 5 years. And I'm going to give you my opinion why. If people are going to be complaining and crying about a changing of a championship, of not allowing WWE Creative to tell a story, and they're going to change things because of the upper arms, the wrestling business is fucked. I can see why Vince McMahon didn't give a shit what people thought on his outcomes. But you might not like this booking, and he might be the most totally piece of crap in all of wrestling, of a human being. But when it came to the damn business, this guy knew what he was talking about. He's not letting anyone hijack what he has storyline-wise and his vision. Which wrestlers he wants to put over, which wrestlers he don't want to put over, who he wants to push, who he doesn't want to push. Because at the end of the day, it all makes sense. If you look back at the 40 years of wrestling history, look at it. I asked this question. If we're going to start hijacking and pushing here and here, we can't even agree. We can't even agree on what one simple item. We're gonna agree on a direction of a multi-billion-dollar company. I can't. I am stunned. I am stunned right now as a wrestling fan, watching this product from over 40 years, from before WrestleMania 1, and watching how everything. Yeah, it might be old. Oh, get with the times. If you think I'm out of date, show me how I'm gonna put my pair of pants on. Because last time I see it, we all put our pants 1 foot at a time. If you find a new innovative way of putting on your pants, let me know. That's all I'm asking. Don't fix what's not broken. That's just my thought here. Now, for the Cody Rock, I enjoyed the whole cinema. You know what? We mentioned it before here on the Heel of the Ring podcast many times. The way they did the Royal Rumble, the outcome, it didn't make sense. What happened last Friday, when Cody just gave up his opportunity and seek the counsel for Rock and left him there at the end of SmackDown to be face to face with the tribal chief, he bowed out. Didn't make sense to none of us. The whole weekend left us a nasty, bitter taste in our mouths. Because why not? And then we mentioned it. Why not just had The Rock win? We've all had to do one Two simple things here. Allow The Rock to win the Royal Rumble, and all this crap would have been avoided. Because then you swallow that pill. Well, they're going with Rock. They're going with Rock and Roman this WrestleMania. Rock wins the Rumble, whatever the case. Punk could go on a tirade and say, he got cheated again by Rock from the WrestleMania spot. All that would have made so much sense. But then to have Cody give it to The Rock and then now here in this conference take it back, Cody's flip-flopping more than a transvestite hiding his penis. Seriously. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense with this now. He looks so... And he want this guy... This guy spent 2 years, the past 2 years, while the bloodline was getting elevated and everyone was acknowledging him city to city. Remember where Cody was? He was in AEW trying to take down the company, the WWE, breaking the title, the throne. Again, I am not opposed of Cody winning the title, but not today, not in WrestleMania. They're chasing history for freaking sake. In the modern post WrestleMania, we're trying to break a Hulk Hogan record where everyone in the community, before all of this, if I would have went 6 months ago, before all the, or maybe a year ago, before Cody Rhodes came on the scene and got white out, and I would have told you, if would you like to see Hulk Hogan's record be broken? 90% of you, and I'm a Hulk Hogan shirt. I got my Hulk Hogan shirt. I'm a Hulk Hogan fan, and I want The Rock. I want Roman Reigns to break that record because again, why? Records are made to be broken, one. Secondly, I understand he was recorded in his privacy of his own home, and that was breaking his confidentiality. But again, he showed the face of who he was when he made those outrageous slurs and comments about his daughter ever dating a color-skinned person for Hogan. That came from right here. And I want to see Roman break that record. You know what? You don't need to be remembered right now. You was a great champion. You're in the introduction video. Without you, this wrestling business would have not taken off. You slamming Andre the Giant and all the accolades. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. I'm a big Hulkamaniac fan in WWF. Outside of wrestling, I never met the guy. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. I like him as an entertainer, as a performer, who Terry Bollea Hulk Hogan is. Not Terry Bollea Hulk Hogan. I want to see, and again, I'll bring this modern times right now. This is why I wanted to see. You could have had your damn cake and eat it too, but no. You guys prefer having your meals from a fucking microwave instead of getting it from the grill or from the oven where it could be cooked correctly. Everything could be, it marinates and have everything done tender. No, you want it, put it in the microwave instant. We got to get Cody now. I wanted Cody to win the story later after they break this damn record. And then you could say goodbye to the whole bloodline era saga. All we did now, we made the bloodline even more relevant. And now, I love the bloodline storyline, the Samoan dynasty. But now, we just prolonged it longer. They're going to give you what you want. You're going to get Cody at WrestleMania, but you're not going to like the freaking outcome, guys. You're not going to like that. When in Philadelphia, that night, when that WrestleMania is over, you're not going to have you might as well call Deshaun Watson and Robert Kraft and find out what's massage parlors they're at, because that, if you want to look for a fucking happy ending, I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to be totally honest with you. If you want a happy ending, call Robert Kraft and call Deshaun Watson, because you're not getting it at WrestleMania. I do not see Cody Rhodes winning that title at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Because that's how WWE and wrestling business is. It's episodic soap opera storytelling. Let me ask this. What next? If Cody beats Roman, let's indulge in that. What next for Cody? What's next? Who is rising? Because according to the dirt sheets, Drew is leaving AEW. His contract is up April, and he's fed up. He's going to AEW. Khan is going to pay him a lot of money. He's out. So why would they invest in Drew McIntyre to be the next going face forward against Cody? Is that box office? Is that really going to draw and make you run to spend money to go see Cody versus Drew McIntyre? Backlash. Rollins is going to get his surgery. And then everyone comes out in that press conference saying that Rollins look like a chump, staying in the background, and they call him the secondary champion. Oh, poor Rollins. Rollins is injured. Rollins is staying relevant in the picture. If I bet you if Seth freaking Rollins would not gone to that press conference and not done his part or his purpose, you all will be complaining. Where's Rollins? He's the champion. Isn't that the secondary champion? He's not around. He's not seen. The same way you're complaining about Bailey and Io Sky, there would have been the same complaints. And when it comes to this wrestling community, you can't win. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Rollins is out there. Let me ask you this. For all those folks that seen wrestling, and go Google it. Or YouTube, looking for the damn video. When Hulk Hogan came out and it was Piper's Pit. Piper, one of the biggest attractions in wrestling, hosting Piper's Pit. You felt like Rollins was hosting that segment. When Andre came out, no one remembered, oh, poor Piper. Poor Piper. He's just sitting there. Piper played a part in that promo. When Andre, Hogan, Piper, you have big names. I felt, to me, personally, I didn't feel Rollins was diminished or looked like a fool there. Rollins served his purpose there. He was the other champion where he was option number 2. He was the second option for Cody. I'm here. You know what? Let's screw these fellas and come choose this title. That's what it was. He was a choice. Not that, oh, you look so terrible. So what happened? So now we're gonna say hashtag Seth Rollins, and what we're gonna do next week? They're gonna audible again because we're gonna pant. And maybe there's a 62-year-old. You know, maybe we had a 52-year-old LaGreca going bananas on Busted Open. Maybe in another podcast, maybe JD from New York could come out of his mother's basement and start complaining for Seth freaking Rollins, and we could have a movement there again. When we want Rollins, and we could go bananas, and maybe WWE would change their mind again. Maybe. I ask that. If they're gonna go this route where the people saying, you know what, for those folks, you should have backed up EC3 and control your narrative wrestling, because that's what they wanted to do with Braun Strowman and EC3. Control your narrative, where you guys go on the internet and ask who you want to win and who you want to have the results of the matches, because that's what it looks like we're turning out to. I mean, just let's let it play out. All I'm asking for, I just want to sit back and relax and play it out and not be swayed and persuade because a few people want to see Cody win it now. I want to see Cody win it, but not now. There was a reason. They told us this. They showed us that there is a bloodline, and they're playing disrespect on the family tree. And right, trying to tell the history of the Ananoli Samoan family to be poo-pooed like that. I mean, so many, what all those men and some of the women gave for the wrestling industry to do this. That's what you guys did. Said to the whole Samoan dynasty. That's what you guys said when he wanted to explain and show you that. Oh, here's Rock doing a PowerPoint presentation. But listen to this. You guys weren't there when, like he said, he has $7 to his damn name. When a family is giving so much to the wrestling business before the son of a plumber decides to lace up those boots, that Samoan family gave to that wrestling industry. If you look at the Young Rock, if you look at this biography, you see what the Ananoli family give. And again, this is not me choosing The Rock or over Cody. This is just me looking at it and seeing the big picture. Maybe I'm looking at it from an older, mature point of view. And I'm giving too much credit to the young minds and to understand what's happening here in the wrestling business. Maybe I'm antiquated. Maybe you don't agree with me. And I'm not here to persuade you, because once you guys are so stubborn, when you guys have a thought, you guys stick with it. And you guys would rather suffocate in your thoughts than to take a thought of a fresh air to inhale and listen to another thought. I'm listening. I'm open-minded. Again, my open mind is, I am agreeing with you. Cody should be the face of the WWE going forward, because he's there night in, night out. Oh, he wrestles every night. Absolutely. Cody gets it. He knows how to conduct himself like a champion, like a face of a company, like a CEO. Cody checks the box again. I'm going to reset again. Cody checks the box where it's not the moment currently right now, because we want to close this bloodline and get them off. That's my thing. Let them have their head of the table. Let them have their match. Let them have their spotlight here, so we could say, okay, usher in the Rhodes era. Let's say goodbye to the Tribal Chief, the Anonoli era. We're going to push it slowly. We're going to add the Rhodes. But no, you guys want it now. And leaving loose ends. That's all I'm saying. Can we close out one end so we could open up a new one and enjoy it and go in? There's plenty of time here. But everybody wants it rushed. Everybody, I'm going to go on Busted Open, and I'm going to tell people to turn your back. I mean, to go on your Busted Open, tell people to turn their back on the match too. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I guarantee you, when you were wrestling, you wouldn't want people to turn your back on you. Why are you saying that on Busted Open, dude? When you were wrestling in the bingo parlors, you wouldn't. And they say, oh, they used to do it. How did you feel? And you really want to see that with all these performers, the way you say you love the business and you respect all those men that go between the ropes, and you're telling people to turn their back on or you didn't say it. You guys need to do it, but just bringing it up, it gives people those ideas and thoughts. And this is the one thing that pisses me off out of all this whole thing: the death threats. Simone did not deserve the death threats. That's Ava. She did not deserve the death threats. She has nothing to do with storyline, the projecting a position of WrestleMania. This is above her, above and beyond her. And for them, the big white knight, not to say, or at least go on social media and cut a live video for a moment and say, guys, the death threats, I love the support. Let's keep, we want Cody strong, but the death threats gotta stop. That doesn't represent us. We're better than that. That is not American. That's not American nightmarish, or whatever the case is. Like, he likes to use the lavish words, and he could put on his beautiful checkered dot suit and talk online there and get another extra bottle of peroxide in his hair. And he should have addressed that, because you don't know what that's gonna affect Simone. She's doing a hell of a job in NXT. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that for them. And then you didn't even put a stop to that. What do you expect the father is supposed to be? I'm asking you, for those who are parents, put yourself in a position, if you're hearing your daughter getting death threats for something that you've given your blood, sweat, and tears for years, and seeing your family struggle. Nobody remembers when Rock was almost evicted. When his father, Rocky Johnson, was evicted, when he had to leave the island of Hawaii because they didn't have money, because Vince McMahon released his father because he wrestled in a show. He took a wrestling independent show in Saudi Arabia, and his father was released, and they struggled, and he was wrestling in used car dealerships and making barely enough money to eat. And yes, it motivated the Dwayne The Rock Johnson to go forward. But guys, come on, guys. And then you see people out there threatening his daughter, and he's not supposed to be irate or bothered and go and quote unquote go to business for himself. I don't blame him. I don't blame him not to go in business for himself. Because and the same thing goes with Dusty, Cody. We heard it last year how he had no one wanted to give him a job. Came in the only one to give him a job there to work in ECW. We get it. The struggles of the professional wrestling business. We get it. But And again, we're not denying Cody his opportunity to be a number one marquee face of a company, of a wrestling movement, but not at this current time. Again, it sounds redundant, but I'm bringing that point again. That's why you don't. That's why, with all due respect, Cody Rhodes, come this WrestleMania, you don't deserve to win because of your followers threatening the life of people of Simone, of Ava, and you don't address it. You're leaving it there. I ask you this: who politicked himself into the WrestleMania main event? I'll ask that. Well, let's bring in Chef Dan, who's gonna join me in the back. I said my piece here. I want to hear his thoughts in here. Let me know if you want to join in on the conversation on the round table. Salute, Chef.
Salute. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right in that case. In regards to everything you said, I just want to start off by saying Cody's fan base, that the Cody section of the fan base, because Rock made very sure on the Pat McAfee show to separate them. The section of Cody's fan base that did those things, that sent those death threats, that ended up being the vocal minority, that ended up egging on other people to be as vocal. Maybe they weren't doing the death threats, but you egg on one person to be vocal for another thing. Like, those people, congratulations. The WWE is going to give you what you want in spades. And building to this 2 month, building to WrestleMania, we have 2 months. They're going to make sure you get everything you fully want. And just when you're about to get it, I pray to whatever God there is up there, they snatch it straight from your jaws. Because Cody should not win this year. I don't like it. I know Cody, like, all right, fine. The way things started off and how we got here is truly rocky. Right. That's true. But what it didn't deserve was all the disgusting behavior that came behind it. And for LaGreca to threaten the people, to threaten to have people hijack their show, all for having Cody win. Oh man, this is why you guys aren't in the behind the scenes writing the storylines, because as much as you guys are consume the product, that's it. Everyone has their hindsight of what should have been after things go down, but just because you have hindsight of a certain situation doesn't mean it's always going to be similar, and you now know how to book things. Like, that's, I don't know how else to say it. Like, these fans, the IWC, they're know-it-alls, and they think they truly
perfect.
They think they know how to run a company. But look, like, because here's a plain example of an IWC ran company right across the street. Go tell me how good AEW is doing.
Exactly. They don't grow. It's always the same 800,000 people, same ones. The arenas, you could put, they could give me 10 star matches, and they still only gonna have draw 800,000, and they're only gonna have 2,500 people in the arena. That's it, in attendance. That's it.
Like this, I tweeted it to Triple H last night. I'll reiterate it again. If you think you can just hijack the show by sending death threats to people's loved ones that have no business in the situation at hand, if you think it's cool to hijack NXT posts with, oh, we want Cody, and these young talents that are trying to make a name for themselves the way Cody made a name for themselves, and you're trying to take that opportunity from them, then, like, fuck you.
Plain and simple.
You don't deserve any. Fuck you.
That's right. And also, and LaGreca's walking it back now. I heard the show today because he was first saying, I'll bring Chris in a moment. Chris, hang out 1 second back there. he quickly walked it back like, oh, he's got a La Greca live list tomorrow, a laminated list about 10 influential stuff in wrestling, yada yada, whatever. Great. And he goes, I'm a fan. I have a voice of a fan. I could talk. Yeah, but when you're talking on Sirius satellite radio, when millions of people are listening to you, and you're saying "F the Rock," you said "fuck the Rock" on your radio platform. And then you want to say, "Well, but I love the Rock." Your passive aggressive shtick is out of the box already. We hear that already. We know that. You even got wrestlers. You even got your own wrestlers that you hired on your show telling you to walk it back a little bit, pal.
I didn't get to hear the show today. I would love to. I mean, after this, we got to
I'll bring
hear
Chris in a minute. Thunder Rosa throwing glass at a glass rocks in the glass house, saying that the WWE books the woman horrible. Like
What?
she could talk. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's another one's gonna get her ass lit up. Chris, what's up?
What's up, y'all?
Man, I didn't get to hear Busted Open today, but I need to hear it because
And it's not we're reacting on what Busted Open say. But they want to claim they're the number one wrestling show, and which they are, number one wrestling show on all number one wrestling show, podcasts, whatever. Like Bubba Ray say, your sister's ass, all that other crap. They're entertaining, they're informative. But you also got to be held think about how responsible your words are.
You got to be held to once you have that amount of clout, you got to be held responsible to certain things you say because I will not lie. The first person that even intimated the idea of hijacking the WWE shows for Cody was Dave LaGreca.
Exactly. He's gonna sit there and say no. Bullshit. He says no. I wasn't no. And listen to one of his statements. If I don't get this main event, if Cody's not in the main event on WrestleMania, I'm not going to that arena. I'm not going to step foot in that arena for night 1 or 2. Or he's contemplating he's not going because they're not giving him the wrestling card he wants, which is fine. If you're a consumer and you're not going to get a match that you don't want to see, and again, listen, if I'm like I go to NXT off and on, like it would have been great to hear this from Terrence, who goes every week to NXT. But I go to NXT off and on. And if there's a wrestling card, and the main event is so-and-so, and I'm not going to go to this main event. I have the right to choose not to go. But listen, La Greca, it's not like you're plopping down money out of your pockets to go into that WrestleMania. That's on the arm. You're getting comped.
Yeah,
I wish we're wishing to get at least a damn credential to at least cover the wrestling and we're dying to go. I can't afford to go to WrestleMania no more or the Royal Rumble that just passed here in Tampa. I can't afford it. I can't, and I'm on my salary. I would love to be there and go and experience as a fan and as a not even a journalist because I'm not even a broadcast, just a podcaster who's gonna hit the live button and talk crap on the air.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So let me get some stuff off my chest with this bullshit. All right. So Dave LaGreca complaining about Cody's story. We gotta finish Cody's story, right? But are you not telling fans to turn your back because of a certain situation? Oh, because you're not getting your way? That's why I don't blame The Rock for calling that fan base, that Cody fan base, Cody crybabies, because y'all so busy worrying about trying to finish the story. So what happens if he loses at WrestleMania? Like I said in the chat.
Which he is. He's not winning.
So what happens if he loses? Y'all did all this for nothing. Y'all did that threat to Rock's daughter. I'm not gonna even lie. I know it's like kayfabe and all that. I don't blame The Rock for smacking Cody. He lucky he didn't get punched. First of all, you disrespect my family. Then we already had this talk already that you're gonna let me fight Roman because not everybody saw your face, the face that you made when you left. They didn't like that. So then now you want to switch, oh no, I want to fight Roman. and then you want to be disrespectful to my family. I don't think. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Rock is turning heel, but if you're gonna disrespect my family and think I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, and then you're gonna change the main event, knowing damn well we trying to get this over with, so then you can finish your story.
Correct.
And you letting the fan base complain, saying, "Oh man, Cody needs to finish." Why? Everybody keeps saying that Roman's trying to beat Hogan, even though Hogan might not be number one on that list for the longest reign. The only why people compare for that reign is because Hogan was the guy. Don't get me wrong. Everybody knows who, what's the name? Bruno San Martino. We all know he's number one, but he didn't really wrestle like that. Like how Roman is now. Oh, he don't wrestle too many dates. He don't wrestle too many people. So everybody, put Hogan on that platform. So that's why everybody keeps saying they're gonna let him pass Hogan. So if that's the case, Cody is not winning. So what was the point of you complaining like a little girl? Oh, he needs to finish his story. So I'm telling you right now, when, like we all said, if Cody loses, I can't wait to see the Busted Open podcast and see how he's gonna feel. Oh man, Cody should have won. That's not how that works.
And he should know that. You're 52 years old watching the product from the very beginning. He claims he watched all this Georgia wrestling, territory wrestling, and this and all this. He wants to seem like, I seen this and this and that. And I don't doubt it. But you should know that. You should know that better. And by the way, it was Bubba who said about the turning their back at, they will turn their back and like they did in ECW if they have that main event. That wasn't LaGreca. The turning the back came from Bully Ray, who said they will turn their back. But you know what? He's saying, giving an example, but he's kind of pushing it because people hear that and they're going to remember, oh, wait a minute. Let's turn our back. Like, I heard it on Busted Open. That's why, it wasn't said you guys got to turn. Yeah. Again, I want to clear it. He didn't say you guys need to turn your back at that main event. No. He meant an example where people going to put in their thoughts. Oh, wait a minute. People turn their back. I seen it in NXT. There was one moron named Jordan, and I'm going to throw his name out. I don't care. Who used to wear the same jersey every week that Waller burned him. And he would try to come out with certain lady wrestlers or certain people he didn't like, and he would turn his back on with his girlfriend. I'm like, what are you doing? You're only two idiots. You guys look dumb. And guess what? He got banned from NXT for other reasons. Eventually, the rotten apple ruins the bunch. They plucked him out of the whole branch. They took him out of the whole tree. They got him out. He's no longer goes to NXT. And I threw his name in the middle. I don't give a crap. I'm not going to hold punches. And that doesn't look good. When a guy turns around, we're all enjoying the wrestling. Listen, I don't like Andre Chase and Chase U. I've gone to NXT and I booed the crap out of Andre Chase. But I'm never going to turn around and disrespect and turn my back. I will get the thumbs down. Yeah, being a heel, but I will not go to that cross that line of the disrespect. And they can say, look, you could talk. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I don't like Andre Chase. I don't like anything that has to do with the Chase U. I find it corny. It's not a cup of coffee for me in NXT. But you know what? I'll just boo it, be the thumbs down, and that's it. Be the martyr on that. I'm not going to go turn my back and no. This is the worst it's going to get. It's 2 thumbs down. That's the worst it's going to get. Listen, our old friend Bobby doesn't like Axiom. He stands in front of the front row, in front of his face. 2 thumbs down. That's a wrestling heel. Not that call of disrespect. I mean, there's a fine line. I get it. I understand that. I understand there's a fine line, but this is going beyond, above and beyond crossing that line.
And I want to say this too, Kev. I mean, I'm gonna keep saying this. We all have our certain chooses who we like in wrestling, right?
Absolutely. Which is
everybody.
Fun.
Yeah, everybody on this podcast knows I'm a Cody mark.
You like Cody?
I love Cody. Yeah,
you wanted him to win last year.
So, but I know the bigger scheme. What, like, Chef? What you say about WWE? What they do the best? Long-term booking.
Long-term, man.
I'm not looking for the short term. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yes, I was pissed that Cody lost, but I'm sorry. There's only 2 wrestlers that I know of, and even though people might not want them to wrestle, that could hijack that main event, and I would be fine with it. It's The Rock and Stone Cold. That's the only two people. I'm sorry. I love Cody. He's not bigger than them two.
And we're not saying not Cody not to win. We want Cody eventually to hold that strap, but not now, right now. And again, when you were talking about the longest range, Chris, here's what I told Chef Dan earlier. They want to go for the longest title reign in post WrestleMania history.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno didn't hold the title before, and not after WrestleMania was created. It was before WrestleMania. That even Bob Backlund, that they're trying to say, well, Backlund is in the mix. Backlund, he didn't hold the title for consecutive. This is talking about from WrestleMania, the 40-year history, because everyone's going to remember the 40-year history of WrestleMania, because guess what? We're getting older. And those older people that seen the Brunos, the Pedro Morales, the Billy Graham are few and far between, and they're now going to the other side. You know, they're going to pass away, and we're going to have the it's the same thing with the Super Bowl, the modern Super Bowl era, where the most Super Bowl championships, the baseball, modern day baseball era. We cover all these different sports. That's why I'm bringing an example. WWE wants to tell a story to say Roman Reigns.
Post ABA merger. ABA.
There you go.
Yes.
Excellent example. Thank you, Chef. I appreciate that one. They want to tell this here with Roman Reigns, because you know what? Roman Reigns, his reign is gonna surpass Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania modern day reign, and I get the story. I don't get why these marks don't get it. What is it? I don't get it. Why don't they want this story? Don't they hate Hogan? Hogan was nuclear toxic. Before all this crap came up about, you mentioned the word Hulk Hogan. Ugh. To the point that the man could not even come out live at the Rumble in a couple of weeks ago. He's so toxic. They don't want to see him they only want to see him in video vignettes, but they don't want to see him in person. He would have got proved. He would have come out.
And then on top of that, look, it would have been great had he come out. Yes. But on lieu of the news of Vince McMahon's scandal, those two names are synonymous. So then they're just like, the internet immediately does a deep dive, goes back to all his negative stuff. So the man just can't show his face. He knows his record's about to be broken. He can't even come to at least receive a little bit of flowers for the work he's done beforehand. And I'm not saying that, he doesn't he's not a piece of crap for all the things he said in the privacy of his home. But the man did do work and lay the groundwork for what's here in wrestling. But he can't even show his face.
No. And it's 40 years, Chef. It's a milestone of Hulkamania. 40 years, and that man cannot come out and show his face at period, Chef. That he does he can't even get the proper acknowledgement to come out and get hear one more time the cheers, the roar of the crowd. He can't.
Like, you know how crazy it is? Now that and maybe this just me being a conspiracy theorist, like the news of him saving that person from the car flipping, that was just on time, wasn't it?
Perfect timing.
It was just on time that if it made enough headlines, if it made the rounds enough, people would have been like, okay, all right. Now he can come back and at least just show his face for a little bit. That's not happening.
No. And it sucks. It sucks. And that's, we could debate on that as well as much as we want on that, but it sucks on that there. I'm just going to sit back here the next 2 months and see how this plays out. Right now, we saw what they did was show us, and and I loved it because, and again, I'm not mad at what happened at the end of the media scrum. We were excited. Wrestling is exciting. We're not hijacking ourselves and saying we can't stand it. We're not going to watch it. Bullshit. We're going to watch it front and center. We're going to have extra butter in our popcorns. We're going to be, we're going to have extra Johnny Walker Black Label. We're going to have all the good trimmings, chicken wings, and all that crap to watch it. But here's the thing. It gave us realism. You know why it gave us realism? Because blood is thicker than water. And Rock, that last image of Rock walking out with his cousin, it resonates to the heart. It showed us, you know what? They put some realism into this. I don't know what's gonna happen with this year. I don't see Cody winning this just for that reason. You want to bring on camera that Rock is head of the board, and Roman is head of the table, but Rock is head of the board. And that's what it showed me when I got out of this meter scrum. And I don't feel nothing bad for Seth freaking Rollins. Roman said that Seth Rollins looked like a little, like a turd, or they made him look little, diminished, looked like a loony, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. His title doesn't mean nothing. No, they just didn't want to go for that title. They just didn't want to go for that one. It's the red and the blue pill. It's the red and the blue pill in the Matrix. That's the way I see it.
The other part too, you said this like already. I don't know why. I mean, they're watching it, but maybe they're like, because people aren't like, they're not reminding themselves. Seth is injured.
Exactly.
He is not medically cleared to compete, and their competition is fighting.
Exactly. So if he disappears and he don't show up at the media scrum, where's that title that you were feeding us that it was important? He was there. That was a nice shot of seeing both of these guys stand there with those titles. Do I have a shot of those two? No, I don't have it. And I have, look, for Seth Rollins was there. He was emceeing. It felt like he was the MC of the night for the men's situation. Yeah. And I liked it. I really liked it. I'm not gonna complain about it. Also, I said earlier, go ahead, Chef.
I was just wanted to add, like, he was literally the perfect entrance piece, because we, like, as you have it in the graphic, as you have it in the graphic behind us, it's Rock, it's Cody, then it's Roman. Like, those are your three main components. And not saying that Seth isn't important. It's just that, once again, Seth is injured, so he can't do as much as he would want to do, because there is no receipt for anything he does, and he's a baby face. A baby face cannot do anything while injured right now. We know this.
Correct.
So Seth was literally the perfect piece to initiate all of this. It couldn't be anyone else.
Right. And I mentioned earlier when I started, I liked and I enjoyed seeing the opening shot when they had giving their personal opinions, and it felt unscripted. It felt like they shot it from the heart, and they were let it go, and they were all on topic. Pat McAfee, Big E, CM Punk, and Michael Cole. They all laid it out, and they were all shot it from the hip. And I said it earlier when I opened up the show. I said it was dangerous to give a live mic to CM Punk, but I thought they all conducted themselves well. They all told the truth. Biggie, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. It looks like, and he said something that I said. And we were doing the basketball yesterday. I said it looks like they're setting up for a tag team match here between the cousins to get teaming up against the two world champions, because Triple H talked about WrestleMania opening up, how it started off with a tag team with Hogan and Mr. T, Orndorff and Piper. So I was like, are they really swerving us and giving us a tag team? It protects The Rock and protects Seth Rollins, and everyone gets protected, and it for maybe night one, whatever the case was. But no, they pivot. But let me ask you, Chris, did you like? I like the panel, the dais.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring this up too, because before I leave, if people get crying and get in their way, well, guess what? I don't want Becky and Rhea. I already said who I want Rhea to face. I want Liv. Liv deserves to be out there. I don't want to see Becky out there. So, but do you see me crying? Oh man, I'm not watching WrestleMania. Oh, like, get out of here. Like, I'm tired of it. And I mean, I guess the tag team would be cool because everybody keeps saying that'd be for night 1, and then night 2 would be Cody and Roman. But it's like, be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock come in, rock bottom Cody dumbass, and Roman wins.
I can see that. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Everything. This is exactly what's going to happen there, and that's exactly. I don't see Cody winning. I'm sorry. I see something. Oh, there we go with the same shenanigans. You know what? You know what will be the ultimate. Shh. If Roman pins him cleanly in the middle of the ring.
Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Boy,
that's the ultimate.
We ain't gonna hit the last of that.
They bury Cody. He should fucking go to AEW. Bust it open. My laminated list look alive.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
yeah, and yeah. Roman should pin him in the middle of the ring and just pin him in the middle of the ring with no help. And you.
And I agree with Bubba. I know Bubba said the whole, giving that image with the turning back thing, but he actually had a good point. I actually do see Cody winning that title at Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
because that makes so much sense. This is where his dad almost won the championship. It just makes Survivor Series. I think that's what it's going to be, and I think there's another show happening at Madison. There's avenues to where you can get to Madison Square Garden and him winning, and Roman getting past Hulk. I just don't understand that. It don't have to be at WrestleMania.
I'm gonna tell you right now, right? Like everyone keeps saying like LaGreca. All right, LaGreca says the reason why it can't be Madison Square is because of the money. I go, what money
Bullshit.
do you think you're fucking missing?
Exactly.
Because if you think the money is being missed at the actual gate versus how many people can be seated at another spot, cool. Occupancy wise, the Garden can do nothing about that. They can maybe bump up the ticket prices so you can maybe feel like you're not losing as much. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. They just have the occupancy set at what it is. The UFC doesn't lose any money going to the Garden. They always make money at the Garden because at the end of the day, they know how to present the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the presentation for the night. If you really think they're making their hand over fist money on the people who showed up for the night, you're not counting the pay-per-view buys. And in case for WWE, the PLE buys and the views and things of that nature. If you present it correctly, it is something that can be rewatched over and over and over again because it is at the Garden. You just I don't know how else to say it. If you're a smart promotion and you get the Garden, you know how to make something very presentable. All you have to do is give it the right lights, have the right voice saying it. You may do a little bit something here and there to the ambience, but you have it at the right moment, say here at the Garden, and that solidifies it. There's some places that just have their own cachet.
Absolutely. And by the way, Bully Ray brought that up where the first time WWE went to Madison Square Garden, where I guess was McGregor on the card. UFC, I don't remember that one. They drew, that was the highest drawing gate in Madison Square Garden history. Now I bring this here. Who is the king of all sports right now when building revenue and money? It's the NFL. Are we on total agreement with that when they want to with their TV rights and their streaming? WWE already has their contract with Peacock for premium live event for X amount of dates. But here's the one month they do not have a premium live event. December. They do have one, but it's for NXT for Deadline if they do Deadline again. My point is, you could still do a premium live event December on the holiday tour, or you could make it on whatever day it is, special night, auction it off to either Amazon, Netflix, all the different ones. The way NFL
YouTube,
did it, the way YouTube, the way the NFL did with their playoff. They have partners. One night only, first time ever, Starcade. You own the name. You own the name to that. You make it Starcade in the December night, and that's where you have Cody finish his fucking story, and then you go into 2025 into the Netflix Monday night with Cody Rhodes as your champion. Talk about star power. And we'll talk about people eyeballs to the product, and everyone has Netflix. Everyone's gonna tune into Netflix to see that Cody Rhodes come out, opening up your new Monday night programming going forward for the next 10 years with Cody Rhodes as your champion, the face of Raw, the face of the WWE. Because I guarantee you, if he wins the title this WrestleMania, by the time they get to the Netflix deal in January, people are going to be bored of Cody and they want a new champion already. That's how finical the wrestling business is. They're going to want, we want MJF because we want Okada if they show up to the WWE on WrestleMania. You know that. You know that. You know that.
I'll say this, man. This is one of the moments where I salute to Vince McMahon for one thing. He knew when to force feed to the fans and just tell them shut the F up and accept it.
Exactly. He didn't care about if you didn't like it at the moment. Here's what you're getting, pal.
And what's crazy is maybe not like maybe Athletic Mind might have a different opinion, him being, a new person on our panel, but we all agree on the same thing. That never happened.
Yep.
Like we all agree on this because we see the long term and we see where Cody's story should end. And everybody keep like Chef said, they weren't about the money and stuff like that. First of all, I'm sorry, The Rock and Roman's a bigger match. So that's going to make more money. Second of all, if they do it at Survivor Series, because I think that is going to be in Madison Square Garden, you're going to make the most you ever made in Survivor Series history because they're going to know. Fans going to see 2-2. Oh, Madison Square Garden, Survivor Series, Cody versus Roman. This might be Cody's best chance to win because of the historicness of his dad almost winning that title here. So I don't know. People, I just can't stand that. Like people always one-sided on stuff because this is what they really want. Guess what? Wrestling's for everybody, not just for a certain individual that's crying about not getting their way. That's some childish stuff.
Totally agreed. Let's say good evening, or actually good afternoon to Mr. Terrence. Acknowledge him.
What's up,
Terrence?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Yo, Terrence, I'm going to tell you right now, this is about the only time you're ever going to hear me say it. Roman needs to win at WrestleMania.
Hell yeah.
You know me. You know me, Terrence. I don't say that type of stuff. Roman needs to win. Cody cannot win.
No.
From what it looks like, I don't know if y'all said it earlier, nothing like that, but from what it looks like, it's going to be like a corporate bloodline type of deal or whatever.
Two-man power trip.
Yeah, I love that, but just the aspect of having Cody. Now, I know the match was going to happen anyway, but I was of the assumption that it would happen a little later and not at this year's WrestleMania. So I wasn't pissed off, but I was a little like annoyed about it. But as far as just like The Rock siding with Roman, I did not see that coming. And I'm still just kind of like almost at a loss for words a little bit. Like I still don't know what's going on. Because like The Rock is a great actor, man. And to have him there with Roman and Cody and Seth and everybody else, it kind of looks like they're kind of following his lead in a way because like he's been in movies and he knows how to play it off to where it looks like, you blurring the lines a little bit to looking like it's like, is it real? Is it not real? Because right now, like I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. But I think Roman, all in all, still needs to win at WrestleMania regardless.
I agree with you. And it's not about because we don't want Cody. Again,
Mhm.
I think I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for you, but I think we all last step we could see Cody being the undisputed Universal Champion, but not currently at this time. There is
Mhm.
Roman has a story to tell in his big, lustrous chapter of the Bloodline book, and it's not and
Mhm.
at the end it shouldn't be WrestleMania 40.
Exactly, because like think about it, like you got some contenders. Let's just say he wins in WrestleMania for whatever reason. They could kind of push for him and The Rock to fight, maybe for the title, but not including him. You got Gunther. I think Seth Rollins might be taking some time off to, even though he's getting ready for
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania. You'll have him. He'll come back and he'll be ready in line. But you got Gunther. You got possibly Jay. Actually, hold up. There we go, Jay. I was rewatching this whole thing and like he low key disrespected Jay too.
Of course, go to Malaki.
Goons. Yes, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and you brought this man over to Raw, but now you over here talking about the entire Bloodline family and how they being ashamed. Sound like he a preacher or something. They be ashamed of you. I'm like, bruh, come on, man. Cody going, you don't realize how deep the bloodline is, man. I'm just, bruh. Cody's
All
gonna mess in it right now.
Damn, here's now Terrence.
Oh,
Here's where
God.
oh man, I have to be fair to Cody. Roman started it.
I agree by saying about he's not relevant like Dusty. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's
Like
fine.
it was one thing to say like you're embarrassing your family or this, that, whatever. But he was like, go over there, be a number two, just like Dusty. That was disrespectful.
No, it was. It was.
Oh,
I agree with
man.
you. I agree with you. That was and that prompted. But when Rock was talking about showing the bloodline, showing the tree, he came out and said that was bullshit.
Yeah, that was
That that
yeah.
yeah. You don't
He,
expect him to come out and say bullshit from Cody Rhodes, especially that history of the Ananoli bloodline tree. And again,
mhm.
I said it earlier. Before there was an American Dream, there was a High Chief Peter Maivia and all the other different Samoans before Dusty got into the wrestling business. They were in the territories. They paved the way for this wrestling business. The concept in the San Francisco territories, they also were concept where the Pat Patterson with the Royal Rumble, all that, and out in Hawaii. Then the Dusty American Dream came along. Again, it's not a measuring dick contest of who was in the wrestling business longer, but
Mm-hmm.
they've done a little more. Again, they don't know, and I said it to Terrence,
Yeah.
Rock, when Rocky Johnson was released from the WWE, not put in WrestleMania 1, being part of the tag team champion with Tony Atlas, because he wrestled in Saudi Arabia in a different wrestling promotion with Sifa, and it's in
Oh.
the Young Rock episode, and Vince didn't put him in WrestleMania, released him, and they had to go eat crap, and they were evicted in Honolulu. Then they moved to Pennsylvania. They moved because he couldn't get a job, kind of like blackballed because Vince was taking over the territories.
Yeah.
Rock's parents and his family went through shit. They ate crap. And I'm not saying that the Rose didn't either, because we heard last year that famous promo
Cody.
from Cody that Heyman gave Dusty a job, and brought him aboard. He was, selling, doing car commercials and all that other stuff just to
Yeah.
keep the lights on and all that. We
Mhm.
get it. These wrestlers go through crap, but what they get and only, and then what both families gave in. I mean, and then you put death threats to the daughter as a
Yeah, man.
father. You're gonna be like, screw that, man. This business that you have all that history that you went through, $7 in your pockets, to now you're a billionaire, and then for pieces of crap online to threaten my daughter's life, and making her, when I'm trying to that's why I banked on myself with $7 so my daughter doesn't have to go through shit in life, or my grandkids, my bloodline, my immediate bloodline doesn't have to go through this, and you're gonna have people threaten to make my daughter's life a living nightmare. No.
He was just being what he said on Pat's show. He was just being generous. I seen that what somebody had. I'm not taking credit for that, but I seen
Mhm.
somebody online say he was just being generous. He could have
Yeah.
completely went off and would have been unprofessional and everything like that, which he would have had the right to do that, but he kind of little bit let him off the hook, but not really, because he could have just annihilated all those hashtag Cody crybabies. But
And he could. We know he's
my
done
And
that.
God. This
and
is insane.
LaGreca, this man's funny. Oh, now we name calling? Motherfucker. They threatened his daughter. You lucky that's all he did.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right. What do you expect him to say? No, gee golly, I'm gonna give my spot because they threatened my daughter to Cody. I
And
Nah,
had
see,
he's not gonna
counseling.
speed past that. He ain't gonna speed past that. Like that didn't just happen. You know?
and look, Terrence, I
Yeah.
don't know if you heard me when I said this. Look, don't get me wrong. Yes, I understand their cousin. Yes, I know, Roman, said go be the number two, like that's the this and that. I understand that. But when you say that family tree is bullshit, now you bringing a rock in there. That's why I told Kevin them,
Yeah.
Cody lucky. That's all he got was a smack because I would have
Right.
pushed him.
Bro, I did not expect that snap at all. Look, my
Me
reaction when I was
neither.
watching it, I let out a big like
He Will Smith.
what
He
the
Will Smith
hell?
his ass.
Oh man, dude. Like, look, like you can't. That Samoan dynasty, as Chef talked about it a long time ago, but that Samoan dynasty is deep. It's going to continue. It's been in the business for however long. It ain't going nowhere. So regardless of whoever gets mad about anything that they do, well, tough shit,
Yeah. Tough titty.
Yeah, I agree
you
with
know.
that. Um,
Damn.
I totally agree with that. And again, we all are probably in lockstep. We could see Cody as the face of the company for WWE. We get it, but not at this time. If those that are listeners for the, if you're coming in and popping in and don't hear the whole conversation that we're having, and you just take bits and pieces thinking that we're totally crapping on Cody Rhodes. No, we don't. We're upset is we want Cody hijacking. Um, you know the death threats
Mhm.
and not having Cody. And I said it earlier, Terrence. Cody should have came out on social media with a video, non-sanctioned WWE, whatever. Just him in a suit, in his suit, in the Nightmare Machine or whatever the hell, the Mystery Machine, whatever the hell you want to call it, and
Mhm.
cut a promo and say, guys, I really appreciate that we want Cody hashtag. We could get this going together as a movement. We appreciate it, but the death threats and the condoning of other people's life, I don't condone it. Please,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's do this message correctly. Let's do this positive because there's strength in unity, but not with
Mhm.
threatening of violence of any other portrayed. Neither the Johnson or you could say the Ananoli family, the Johnson Ananoli family, or the Reynolds. We really would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's keep it in
Yeah.
the ring. Boom.
He didn't
Hashtag keep
address
it in
it.
the ring.
He didn't
Hashtag keep
address
it
it.
in the ring.
Keep it in
Yeah,
the ring.
exactly. I would that, and you. I'm not. Look, Cody's a good guy, and from what you just explained, I still kind of expect him to do that as time goes on,
Too late now.
like apologize as far as like whatever. But dude, like he didn't address it at all. All he did was what I tweet like, I hear you passionate or something like that. Yada yada yada. Trust me. I'm like, okay, like
No.
come on, Cody.
He was aware.
You
He was
gotta-
aware
you
of the
gotta address
movement.
it.
Yeah.
The Rock
He
even
was
addressed
aware of
his
the movement.
issues.
Mhm.
Yeah, The Rock even addressed his issues. You at least say something about it, and WWE
just-
didn't really like.
Yeah.
even,
Like you.
oh my
Like,
god,
come on. At some point,
man.
his daughter's got to be off limits.
Right.
Absolutely.
At any point, like
He should
And-
know.
and-
He should know. He has a daughter himself.
Not just that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it confused the fuck out of me when that post came when Cody said, "I made my decision." I thought the decision was already made.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Exactly, bro. I'm like,
He's flip flopping.
shit.
I said it
Yeah.
earlier. He's flip flopping.
And it's
I
like
mean,
that
he
doesn't make
technically
sense.
didn't. Yeah, he didn't say. He did say that he wasn't challenging Roman at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Oh no,
there you go.
backtrack. I made my decision. Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
He said he's not going to finish his story, but he's going to finish his story, but not at WrestleMania. So, okay, He said not in WrestleMania, so we know the outcome already. So when Cody lovers, look, Greca, if you're listening, he's not winning the title because he said it on Friday in his promo. You know what? But not this wrestle. I'm not going to finish this table. I'm coming for it all, and for that universe, but not this WrestleMania. So he's not winning. He could be in the match. He could be in the match.
He's not winning.
He could,
Not
yeah.
winning.
Do y'all think? Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think that between, let me see, what does it say? Last Friday and Thursday, there was a lot that went on, like as far as a pivot, because The Rock was a face when he came out on Friday, and then like as time went on, and all the crybabies started going off and like we want Cody and yada yada yada. I feel like they just say, okay, so let's go ahead and since they're already kind of like low key booing The Rock a little bit, let's go ahead and with the let's pivot, let's do something else, let's make it bigger. And I think it's a great decision because, like, in the long run, as far as like, because even though let's just say like if The Rock wasn't incorporated and it was just Roman and Cody at WrestleMania, I don't think the Bloodline story continues to get better as it is. But with The Rock here now, having that little element inside the story, it adds a whole nother layer to the story itself. And now the Bloodline, the next chapter, or whatever you like to say, the fourth inning, the fifth inning, it just gets started. Just like Paul Heyman said a couple months back.
Yes.
They pivoted hard.
Now let me ask this: you're saying The Rock pivot as a heel. Let me ask this here. I'll ask Chris this actually the question because he could relate to this. Somebody threatens your daughter. Don't you think you're not going to be a babyface?
Mm-hmm.
If someone threatens your daughter anything whatsoever, you're going to turn into a heel. And that's am I right, Chris? Or I'm asking you guys, a father.
Yeah, like if somebody threatens my kid, we're gonna have a problem.
So I don't blame The Rock, and of course,
No,
in all good elements of a storyline, Chris and guys, there's got to be a little realism,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you have the realism in this. Yeah, Chef.
Now I'm saying I was just in total agreement with you. You have to bleed in a little bit of reality. But here's where because here's the other part too, where I in the midst of all this, I don't know if they wanted Cody to condemn the fans for the death threats. Because it could have went about two ways. They could have agreed, or the fans could have pivoted hard and churned on Cody as well.
But they're gonna eventually do.
And they're eventually going to do, but if they churn on Cody, then it really becomes WWE has like really, really nasty fans in the forefront. And that's not what you wanted to. I think that's also the other thing too, is they didn't want to present that to be the WWE universe.
Interesting aspect on that one. Damn.
This is insane. I'm rewatching it back right now, looking at it. But
I watched it 3 times. I watched it twice. I watched it once with Chef, and then I watched it again with my wife to hear her point of view as well. And then I watched it. I was like, and again, the more I see is like, wow, there's layers, levels and layers above this. And let me ask you this, Terrence. And I asked the guys earlier since you came in a little just now. Seeing Biggie, Punk, McAfee, and Cole, I like the way they spoke with honesty. You could tell it wasn't fed their lines. They weren't reading off a pump, or they weren't prepped what to say. I liked it.
It was genuine, man. It was again. It was real. Like it wasn't. Oh, they like reading the teleprompter and or they got a script where they got to follow and all this. I feel like for that fact, I go back to when Triple H opened off the kickoff. I feel like this is really like the start of a new era. This ain't no PG anymore. This ain't no 100% PG anymore. This is granted now we on the road to WrestleMania, but still Triple H, he came out. This is the all new WWE.
I agree.
You're gonna see something that you never seen before. They just getting started, and just having that aspect of it, like even just like as like the whole show went on, like when they had the backstage interviews with Byron and Jackie, just like, and it looked different, like the whole like the production, that setup, the camera, everything. It it didn't look like normal, like typical Raw, SmackDown, PLE, like backstage interview, let me interview, see what's going on type of deal. It looked a little different. It looked a little fresh.
TKO. It looked
Yeah.
TKO.
Yeah, and I love that aspect of it. But as far as just that panel, especially I think having Cody. I think having CM Punk and Pat McAfee there helped out Big E and
Yes.
Michael Cole as far as like, just going with the flow, just being real and, seeing how they think about it, give their real feelings on it, and, carry it on. Because like if it just would have been like a whole type of robot type of deal or whatever, as far as like following the script, it wouldn't have came across as like as it felt like a freaking PLE. And
It
Cole
did.
said it himself. I love that. Like, it's just a press conference, but I thought it was just gonna be like, one of those little press conferences they have like a year in advance for WrestleMania, where it's just like a few people out there, they got the whole setup. No, they got a whole arena, almost a whole arena, in there for a press conference for WrestleMania that's gonna kick off in about 2 months. Press conference this big, they got a kickoff for it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And now on top of that, and usually the press conferences are like they're not really so much in character. This press conference, they was not only low key themselves, but they was actually in character, and it came across a lot better than the typical press conference. I love the entire thing, man.
Yeah, the only criticism I had, I didn't like Jackie calling Triple H Paul.
I mean, that's another.
I
real
know
thing.
that's his name. I know that's his
Mhm.
name, but I want him to keep him as Triple H.
Ooh,
That's the one-
yeah,
that's-
but
Yeah,
here's you're right. But the other part too is like, as I think they're pivoting him. They're pivoting him. Because like if you continue to call him Triple H, and that we're gonna remember, like we're always gonna remember the game and everything. When you
Right.
pivot him back to Paul, he's now like he is now he's through and through, true and true, an exec. We don't expect him back in the ring anytime soon.
right.
Anytime at all. So when you start calling him Paul, or now if they Mr. Levesque, can we have a word? That's gonna Terrence, you already laughing here because it's like that holds
Yeah.
a different weight other than excuse me, Triple H, can we have a word?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, because when you hear Triple H, you're like, it's like you interview him for another match or something like that. Triple H, what do you think is going on like that? No, Mr. Levesque. After the situation that just happened, I get that aspect of it. Like I like it because of the realism. Like I said, it's not like it's not the typical thing. It's different.
All right. And then
Always
getting interrupted when he's interviewing
Mhm.
with Jackie, and
Yeah.
the back and forth between Triple H, Paul Levesque, and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, back and forth. Fix it. He goes, "You're out of line," and he was serious about it. The way he said it with his tone, "You were out of line for that." No, and Rock just totally, and in a profanity, back and forth, and again, changing to a new WWE. Looks like they're a little bit of Rock brought a little bit of flavor of the Attitude Era along with Triple H into that. Triple H didn't curse, but you felt that attitude insertion into this tribal chief era or bloodline era of the WWE, or the digital media era of the WWE, like we want to call it. I like that infusion there. And he was so irate. And then that lasting image of seeing the family, blood, walking out together. And I know people say, "Oh, Roman looked like Solo. It looked weak." The problem right now is not with Roman. Roman is like, "Yo, I'm the undisputed world champion. If y'all mother suckers want to argue amongst yourselves, not one of me, hey." And my cousin wants to align with me, and he's the head of the board. I'm the head of the table. Acknowledge me, because I'm just gonna play. You know what? I'm gonna play chess while y'all over here playing Scrabble. Who has the bigger word score? I'm just gonna be over here. I'm just gonna go with my wise man and walk away. That's pretty much. I don't got I don't got my wife's shoes on, my lady's shoes dancing, but I'm walking away. Acknowledge me. That's the way I felt with Tribal Chief. He was calm, cool, collective. Let's go, wise man. They're playing Scrabble. I'm playing chess. I'm playing chess. I'm out of here. I'm gonna still be the longest range champion, and right now my total continues to count day after day as long as I keep holding this title. Acknowledge me. That's the way I felt with him. Oh no, Roman looked so weak. He looked like Solo Sikoa not saying nothing. He just said, "You got it. Yeah, you're lucky we're leaving." That's what he said. Yeah, you're right. You're lucky you're leaving.
Bro, like I don't know what that. Solo what? Nah.
Yeah, like he's there. Like Rock is acting like the tribal chief, and Roman is just be quiet there, like with his hands closed, like Solo. No, why is Roman gonna interrupt his cousin? Is he gonna be like, dude, I'm not? He's gonna put him in his place to shut up. I'm talking. He's gonna be no. They again, this is the IWC not knowing the rule. That's a bunch of disrespectful folks, because in the real world, when you're talking, when you have older cousins, and me as being one of the oldest cousins in my from my grandfather's side, if the little cousins interrupt me, I just look at them, just give them that look like The Rock, like that little look. You shut the hell up, because guess what? On my other side, when my older cousins will talk and we would say something, they would put us in our place to shut up, because they're talking right now. There's a line. There's a lineage line when it comes to all families. It doesn't matter if you're Hispanic, if you're Samoan, if you're whatever ethnicity you are, there's always a pecking line when it comes to from the family, from older brother to older cousin, yada yada, and I got it. I know it because I was brought up in family values. Maybe some of these folks don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like he gave him that.
Stand on business.
Exactly. He gave him that look when he gave him Cody, when he said something about how cheap he might be, and the camera cut to the Rock's face. You see how the Rock was looking like he was ready to run through Cody, like right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said something else. You lucky a slap was all in
you
line
got
for you, because
what do you say? He'll rip his freaking tongue out of his mouth, something like that.
He said, "I'm like
I slapped the teeth out your mouth." Yeah.
He lucky we're leaving, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No,
Dude.
This is great. This is great episodic wrestling storytelling. Again, we're not poo-pooing it. I didn't see anything negative out of it. We love it. I cannot wait for tonight when we do the watch along in a couple hours. It's going to be awesome to find out the ramifications, the repercussions, and all that good stuff coming out of this storyline. Because still 60 days away, and we're not even talking about Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even talking about Elimination Chamber. We're just talking about what happened here. I mean, they got a PLE in less than 20 days from now.
Yeah.
And all we're talking about is this media scrum and wait for WrestleMania, and it's just bananas what the WWE is doing. And here's another one, and I'm gonna pivot a little bit away from this main event. Also, on Busted Open, Thunder Rosa. We all know she's number 2 in the rankings of the AEW. She was a former world champion. She had to relinquish the title because she got injured. They didn't even give her a chance to explain or relinquish the title. They just yanked it and gave it to Toni Storm. Yada, yada. She had the nerve to say that she's mad because she's up in arms because Bayley wasn't at the press conference, which we mentioned that. Chef Dan mentioned that as well. And I said, well, why is Bianca and not Bayley at the press conference? Because Bianca was promoting Hulu. They only had an hour. They only meant to go an hour.
Yeah.
My point is, she had the nerve to WWE does not know how to promote the women right in their company. Your thoughts?
Wow, I mean,
she said it this morning. This is hot off the press.
I mean, to her point, like she is like in a championship match at WrestleMania. I get that, but look, you got Bianca there, you got Mommy there. As far as the women, no disrespect to Bayley, I love Bayley. As far as, and you said it was only an hour. They had just an hour to get things through. That's all you need for that time right now. Those two right now are now. If there's something happen, knock on wood, to either Bianca or real family or something like that in real life, and they couldn't have appeared, then yeah, you bring in Bayley. But they only had an hour. I'm good with Bayley. I'm good with Bianca and Rhea. I wasn't even expecting Becky to show up. Mm-hmm. So just having Becky there, that's more than enough as far as the women go. But
yeah, Jade was there, by the way, too.
Jade,
making media calls, and talking to the media and promoting, not on camera, not on screen, but was there to talking to all the people that are yeah. Well, this in this case is but it's her Thunder Rosa, yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know what to say about that because it's like, I guess. I mean, I guess she's trying to call herself kind of sticking up for Bailey, which Bailey really doesn't really need.
Exactly.
CM Punk, he kind of like said later on, I don't know if it was on Twitter or
He said, "Where's
Instagram,
Bailey?"
but he was
I
like,
heard him say that on the screen on the media
Yeah.
scrum. Where's Bailey? How many days do we have left to WrestleMania?
We got 2 months.
we got a
Right.
lot of time.
Do you think there's going to be another press conference?
Yes.
Do you think Bailey should be in that press conference?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And not just that, you got some nerve to say WWE don't push the women. Every time a new girl comes in for AEW, they win the title, then they lose it because of the steam. Get out of here with that.
And she's like, I'm about to break my computer. She says, I'm so mad. I'm about to don't book the women right. I'm about to break my computer. They don't do nothing good for the women there. That same energy you should have had to your boss, Tony Khan. Because when you got hurt and you relinquished your title and you were cleared, you're not even getting a women's title match to get your title back. You're number 2 in the rankings, supposedly, and they're making you eat shit on Disaster on Saturday nights instead of getting there and fighting for your title in your return match. So talk to your boss that you only give you 1 hour on Wednesday nights at 9:20, and that's it. And right now, Deonna Purrazzo is the hottest thing right now against Toni Storm until Sasha comes, and now Deonna Purrazzo goes to Collision or goes to Rampage, and that's and the way she does this to the fans, that's what Tony Khan's gonna do with her in the women's division. That shoot, because I got the hottest next woman that I want to promote for the next 3 weeks until I don't know until Camille signs maybe, and then I'm gonna promote Camille, and I'm gonna move Sasha Banks over or Toni Storm over. That's rinse and repeat with that. So that same energy that you had that you want to break a computer, you should break that on your fucking bosses, Tony Khan, because they're booking the women like trash over there.
And you could say this too, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, because I think this is probably gonna be maybe the most women matches I ever seen in a pay-per-view. You're gonna have Becky, right? Say Becky's gonna be in there, right? Then you're gonna have Mommy. Then you're gonna have Bailey. You're gonna have Io. You're gonna have Bianca. You're gonna have Jade. Like, there's gonna be more women's matches. I can't say that about AEW.
Oh, but they'll put an 8 woman match so they can have 8 or 4 8 woman tag so they can have 8 women on one card for 10 minutes.
You know what's hilarious? Yo, you know what's hilarious? Then Rosa really said that. That means she really didn't pay attention. What, like, Bianca came out there to, push, loving WWE, right? Was her main message about loving WWE, or was it about what she had accomplished so far?
What she accomplished so far, her accomplishments.
How many WrestleManias did she rattle off that she main evented?
A lot. And the first history one with 2 beautiful black women as the main event.
Yep.
Sasha Banks.
And she mentioned Sasha Banks too.
And let it marinate.
Mm-hmm.
And let it marinate.
Ain't
Exactly.
crack whack.
Yes.
She's eating too much tortillas and frijoles.
Crack is whack.
I mean, I didn't get her.
Let me try to pivot a little bit from that situation. So, where is Seth involved in all of this?
Let's go to it, because they were also saying that he looked like a pinhead, a doofus, a joke, an idiot, all the negative things. That title means nothing.
I mean,
the way I said it, Terrence, my thought.
Yeah.
And I always like to go back to history, look at the history, repeating so yada yada and all that good shit.
Mm-hmm.
When Hulk Hogan came out and was challenged by Andre the Giant, they did it on Piper's Pit. Piper was one of the hottest or big WWE superstar, invited Hulk Hogan on, and I felt like Rollins felt like a MC last night with the title, and he wanted to know who was he going to pick, because he was one of the candidates to be picked as a challenge, as an opportunity to defend his title as a main eventer. He was the MC, wanted to know. I felt he was the Roddy Piper in the situation when Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant came out when Andre challenged Hogan for the world title. When he ripped his shirt and broke his cross. And I think that's the way I felt with Seth Rollins. I didn't feel him any diminished. I didn't feel him any little or belittled. He just wasn't picked right now. It's like when they go to the Oscars. You got 4 nominees for the Oscars, and only one movie wins the Best Picture of the year. Rollins didn't win Best Picture of the year. That's the way I felt.
Here's the crazy part though. You and Bully said this. You still had 2 months to build a nice little story for Rollins. Rollins is healthy enough that if they tear the house down in the World Heavyweight Championship matchup, possibly all you're gonna talk about. Like, there's always opportunities and chances to make yourself a star in this moment. You're not the star right now, that's fine. The great ones know it's not my moment now, but I'll know when to capitalize on it.
And with that being said, who do you think, if you're booking, who will be Seth's next challenger? Since it's obviously not going to be Cody.
No one has really given himself a clear cut.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I gotta commend. I
already know who it's gonna be. It's gonna be Drew. It's gonna probably be Drew.
Damn it!
I mean, look.
Let me finish. Let me say it. Damn it!
Say it.
I have to commend Drew McIntyre for the work he's been putting on right now, as far as making himself relevant and being on TV. He thrusted himself a little bit into the Cody story without making it to where like he's forcing himself to be a part of it. He literally ran Cody off to face Roman. So that's, salute to salute to Drew McIntyre for putting in some good work. However, I do not.
He said it. Oh my God.
However,
Wow.
he is not WrestleMania for me. He is not WrestleMania.
I can see where Drew could be there, possibly. But he's got to show me something in the Elimination Chamber. He's got to be a dominant SOB on an Elimination Chamber where he's going to dominate. Like, oh, damn. No question about it. Zeph is in some trouble. I don't want to see a triple threat with Sami Zayn either. Personally,
No.
I think Sami Zayn's movement passed already last year, and he was a momentarily thing on the Bloodline story, which was phenomenal with Sami Zayn. It was fun to see him, but I don't think too much has passed already with him. But he's cutting promos like he should be in the world title. Here's another one. Here's another thing. Here's a scenario if I had pencil.
Mhm.
Monday Night Raw. Cody comes out. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. But I'm in your city. And then they have a conversation. Jey turns on Cody. Out comes Seth freaking Rollins. You know what, Oos? I'm coming for that world title. Jey versus Seth freaking Rollins, because that's how he gets himself graced into the bloodline.
I mean, he's already going. They already kind of like looking like he's going after Gunther though, for the IC title.
But you
He could pivot. He could pivot though. Yeah.
You insulted my family,
Yeah.
Oos.
Mm-hmm. Family and him.
Yeah, you insulted my family. You insulted me. There you go.
And I want to say this too, and I think I just had this feeling. I don't think whoever wins that match in WrestleMania is going to end up with the title. I think at the end of the day, Damian Priest is going to cash in and win.
I agree. I agree.
Which title are we talking about?
Zep.
WrestleMania.
No, which title are we talking about?
Seth's title.
Oh, okay.
Because Damian deserves it.
Yeah. And it's good. I think whatever happens at WrestleMania, Seth's gonna take time off, so he's not winning.
Yeah.
at WrestleMania
No.
Yeah,
at
that's-
all, regardless. Even if he does win, he's gonna get cashed in most likely.
Yeah. And it makes sense because if Seth wins, all right, so what was Seth's Seth's biggest moment when he cashed in, right, at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not happen to him? Damian Priest's biggest moment is going to be that.
Yep. And then when Seth returns from the injury, if Damien is still world champion, the first promo, kudos to you. You cashed in on me. I got my break that way, but you got me on a one leg. And then you're off to the races. You got me
So-
on with a bad wheel.
So here's what I've seen online. They have, and not saying that's going to happen, I just seen it online, but somebody has hypothetical Seth versus Drew, WrestleMania. Drew wins the title. Have him be in a program with, or just have him keep the title for a little bit. When CM Punk comes back, they already got something brewing. Have those two go at it. Have CM Punk take the title off of him. Go into WrestleMania next year, Seth and CM Punk for the world title. I don't know who said it, but I've seen something like that online. What's your guys' thoughts?
CM Punk versus Seth for the world title. I could see that happening. But a lot could happen until next WrestleMania. A lot could happen.
Man, this was
A lot could happen. A lot could happen from here to there. Especially what we've seen the last few weeks here, from now, not even few days, from Friday to now. So many different things. A lot could happen at this point. I'm not, because again, we're not even talking about wrestlers that might be coming into the WWE. The names are out there. Things change. I mean, guys can get hot. I mean, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen. Just indulge me though. Let's say what's going on with LA Knight, because the people, the yeah movement is going hot. Let's say that's why again I opened up the show irate, where if wrestling is gonna start pivoting to people hashtagging and getting upset on the social media and hijacking because of they don't want, and they're going to start changing cards, I'm going to be upset, because then what's next? When Cody wins, what happened to the people that want LA Knight now? So then next week they're going to put LA Knight now, because the people are going to be, I wanted LA Knight and I invested in LA Knight and we got to get LA Knight. Again, that's my warning concern. Chris will join us later on tonight. Chris is going to step out. Yeah, I believe he's going to head out and do some chores or work.
All right, see. I don't think with LA Knight though, it's not, and I'm glad, but it's not as much of an uproar with him as far as the Cody crybabies as it was with Cody. Like, it's just like, with LA Knight is more of when will he get his opportunity? When will he get his opportunity? When will he be able to like shine? And once he does, like, will he be able to continue to elevate not only just himself, but like, his opponents in the ring, while also making himself look good and having the people behind him, whether it's negative or positive. Because I can see him being a heel too, and having that like, backlash, whatever, going boo or cheering or whatever like that. He's capable of. He was a heel in I didn't watch Impact, all of that, but he was a heel in Impact.
Yes. Yes, Eli Drake.
Right? Yeah.
Eli Drake, yes.
He had his own show, and there were still people like, he was kind of like, not saying he was Roman Reigns, but he was a heel. People were like, most likely cheering him too, and they was booing him. So it's like, he can hold his own for the most part, and we've seen it the past couple of months. So I don't think that dies down. Like, even if, let's just say we get like a movement or whatever, and then we give him the match, and then I don't think it dies down. I just think it's like at this point in time, because we're just talking about these people right now: Roman, Rock, Cody, Seth. We still got LA Knight, Randy Orton, AJ Styles,
yes,
all those people who haven't, and then we just got
Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso. I mean,
not even Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I mean, Karrion Kross. They just got their stuff. The freaking AOP just came back.
Yeah, they got their program rolling.
Stuff, man. A lot of stuff is like,
Yo, Jedi. we said before that when we were talking off the air, it couldn't happen quite yet because LA Knight just isn't on Raw. Let me ask a question. Did he ever sign a SmackDown exclusive contract, or is he still a free agent?
LA Knight?
No roster drafted him.
I think he belongs to Raw, to SmackDown. He belongs to SmackDown.
Yeah.
He belongs to SmackDown.
Yeah, because he was like on SmackDown. He made a few appearances here and there on Raw with the Miz, obviously, because he had to, be in the field with that. But
I don't know.
Really clarified if he was, if his free agency would, because he's technically.
You're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to go back to those SmackDown drafts or Raw drafts, where when in around May when it happened, to double check for clarity. But that things, if they want to bend the rules, they're gonna bend the rules on that strategy. That's why I'm a big agreement where when it comes to Elimination Chamber, they should have number one contenders matches in those Elimination Chambers. Period. Number one contender for the non-winners of the Rumble. Give me 6-person who could wrestle for the United States champion and let them win that. Whoever wins that for the Intercontinental, and I don't know about the tag teams though. I don't know if they have enough tag teams. 6-pair tag, whatever the case is. That should be number one contend elimination. You're eliminating the that's and hence the name Elimination Chamber, because you're eliminating the competition and eliminating doubt on who should be the number one contender going to WrestleMania. If I was creative, I would book that way. Give me all the matches in the cell, or in the chamber. That's the way I would have booked it. But I don't know. But I don't know if they haven't. I don't think they're afraid they might not have enough time. It might be too long. With all the different competitors in there and so forth. But I don't know. I just
they got a lot of time. Like, they're gonna do that because right now we only got one Elimination Chamber match. I feel like since Rollins doesn't have an opponent, going back to what you just said, have that number one contender spot for the Chamber.
Yes.
Have some viable contenders in there, and then whoever wins, they just run with that program for the WrestleMania. I like that idea.
I like that idea, and I also want to see something, because it seems like they want to give us. I'm going to be totally honest with you. At WrestleMania, I don't want to see Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. I don't want to see that match at WrestleMania. No. I like Kevin Owens. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to. It's not to me. I don't want to see it at Mania. I want to see something different at Mania for Logan Paul, where I know when the crowd is going to go crazy if they take that title off. Give them a good moment, because Cody's not going to win that title, and everyone's going to be pissed off, batshit out angry.
Could they give it to LA Knight?
You could give it to LA Knight. You could go R-Truth. You could go Dominic Mysterio. And although it's heel, but you know what you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be good for LA Knight just because he's already got the momentum and he's got a whole backing behind him as far as the WWE Universe supporting him and stuff like that. So why not first give him his first actual, not including the $1 Million Championship,
right?
Why not give him his first actual title in WWE and then just climb the ladder from there?
Because do you really want to see him to beat Gunther?
No.
Okay. All right. I mean, maybe I'm under the yes moment. We'll want to see him take the title from Gunther, Intercontinental Champion. LA Knight.
That's reserved for. That's reserved for Braun.
I mean, it could be. It could be. A person, it could be. It could be. Or it could be Sheamus. Again, I'm still gonna go with the Sheamus thing. He's not there. I'm in the card right now, but then that makes it kind of tough. How the hell he comes out of nowhere and becomes Intercontinental Champion? That's why they have to have Elimination Chamber. With a spot where Sheamus takes that spot from someone who got injured.
Do you think? I know they're gonna have 2 Elimination Chamber matches there, but do you think 2 is enough, or do you think they should have one more?
They should have. I'm me personally. I want to see it for every number one contender match personally, but it's not gonna happen. But that's just me.
Have one, they already got it for the women, and they have it for the United States. So if they have it for the world title, 3 Elimination Chamber matches, 3.
Hey, you could put in the United States. You got Big Brunson Reed in that one, representing SmackDown on Raw. You could put Ibar. You could put some big guys in that Elimination Chamber. We know they're not gonna win, but they'll put their fillers. They're on. Brunson Reed goes back to Australia. You got Grayson Waller, Austin Theory.
Yeah.
You know where Theory pins Waller and causes him a chance to go and win, and then now that sets up their split, and that's a WrestleMania match: Waller versus Austin Theory. I mean, there's so many good stuff that you could do out of that chamber.
This is going to be very, very interesting these next 2 months. I just say that. Like, very interesting as far as, like, very exciting what's to come. Because we can say what we want, we can say what we think going to happen, but I can't really predict. We can't really predict anything that's
No.
going to happen.
And I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna go crazy crying and bitching. Oh, I didn't get this. I get this. I mean, come on. You know, so many different storylines that I've mentioned that hasn't come true or have come or wouldn't went this way. I mean, so you don't see me ranting and raving, you know, and because it's just the and the thing is, it's the little few that have a big voice where they could reach a lot of people to influence people to their narrative, to their story, and it's like, really? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
very, very
Cody Crybabies.
yeah, crybabies, and even some of the media, some of the people that have podcasts that listen that millions of people or thousands, 100,000 of people listen to because they didn't get their narrative or their favorites, they're gonna get bothered. And I understand that we're all fans. I'm a fan. You're a fan. And most of those folks, like LaGreca says, I'm a fan. Yeah, you are a fan, but you have to have you're now your vocal voice reaches a lot of different people,
Yes.
and not everyone has the right scruples in their mind to discern have that discernment of storyline and everyday day to day. And then when you get so crazy and you pretend to have these rants, or you get these rants for some reason, like Donald Duck about Cody not winning, people take it to passion because he's got to win. You know what? Screw The Rock. You know his daughter. Your daughter should die. I'm gonna kill you if your dad don't change it. And that's where it leads because he gets out there like Donald Duck, and people think he's, they like him. He's entertaining. He entertains people in wrestling community. He does all. He loves he has passion for the business, but people with a little bit that don't have the sharp. They're not sharp. They take it literally, and that's where the death does come. You got to be careful. That's all we got to say. You got to be careful. Not everybody has that discernment.
The Rock put it perfectly clear on Pat McAfee show. There's Cody himself. There's the actual passionate Cody fan base, and then there's the Cody Crybabies. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that are like taking stuff too far and being dramatic. And he said himself, he's a grown ass man over here. Oh, hey son, you want to go play catch? No. Cody's gonna finish the story. Hey babe, you want to come have sex? No. Cody's gonna finish the story.
Yo, which is why it was hilarious when LaGreca, I think what he said, he's like, I have sex. Just that whatever. I'm not going to cry. I was like, oh, come on, man. He got you. He got you.
Yep. Because if you reacted, it burned you. It burned you. And you know what? They threw salt out there, and those wounds they burned you. You let it know it burned you.
Mm-hmm. They got to keep typing. No. Cody's got to finish this. Well, I'm pretty sure it's quiet on Twitter now, as far as that aspect goes.
All right, so here we go.
Breaking happy right now. They're like, yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it.
That. They got a whole full celebration going on over there.
Oh yeah, but look, the real ones though. The real ones are sitting back going, oh yeah, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news: Triple H would address the fallout from the press conference last night to open up Raw. SmackDown tonight.
Yo, they are
cooking
this fish grease right now, Jedi.
Bro. You know what I was expecting him to do last night? Because I thought he was going to announce the location of WrestleMania next year. Because the way he was like leading up to it, and then he's like, we're on the road to WrestleMania 40. I was like, oh, damn, okay. But, bro.
And then reports is also The Rock would explain his decision on why to return to the WWE. But Roman Reigns is not scheduled to be on SmackDown tonight. Which, to be honest with you, You need to put
Isn't Cody scheduled to be on SmackDown tonight?
all of them are, except for Roman. Roman, if this is a time to call an audible or ask him, dude, right now it's just you're not going to be physical. You gotta make an appearance. We're hoping he makes an appearance, even if he's in the back even if you're in staying in the lodge area, you don't come back to the live audience and you sit on the couch there in the tribal chief quarters. He's got to be on camera tonight. No, seriously, he has to be on camera tonight. Him not being there is not going to be real good going forward, especially now when you have a chance for you to have the company back you and tell you to hold on to that title past WrestleMania. You gotta make a little bit of a sacrifice and show up a little more. You can't just disappear right now. Not tonight. Tonight you have to show face, in my opinion.
I mean, we got a lot of time until now WrestleMania, so I'm pretty sure as far as storyline goes, and maybe a little bit of Roman, like Loki himself. He just got, look, I'm just back here. Y'all got these old Cody crybabies, and y'all got these Rock fans over here just going back at it. I'm gonna just be back here in the cut. Y'all let y'all do what I want to do, and then when it's time to show up and do my thing, I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and let y'all know what's going on with Tribal Chief business. But I'd like to see it tonight. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Rock is scheduled to be there tonight too, or just
that's what it says. It says Rock would address why he returned to the WWE.
Oh, okay. He should come out with the Hollywood rock music. It's cooking. Yeah,
that's gonna be fun, and that's gonna be tonight's gonna be must watch. So we invite you guys to join us tonight for the watch along. We will have our watch along and get that reaction there. Other than that, I think we spoke much about this press conference again. We gave our feelings, our thoughts, our the colorful languages. We apologize for those who not used to hearing us talk in a colorful language, but this is a little. You know what? We're gonna put a little realism into our fandom without being crazy about it, overboard. There's a couple words slipped out, of course, but it's the reaction to what's going on, the disgrace. Again, it's not Simone's fault to get death threats, Ava. It's not her fault. It has nothing to do with that. All she's doing is doing her work, paving her own way as a general manager for NXT, doing her thing in her time in the wrestling business. Has nothing to do any repercussions or ramifications of what's going on in the main roster, in my opinion. And the same thing with Braun. Braun shouldn't get no repercussions of what his father said about Giselle Shaw in his own comments. They're two separate entities. They're all, she's an adult, like Rock said, and she's doing wonderful things on her own. And but respect. Still at the end, that's her daughter. That's his daughter. That's a child. Someone's son, someone's daughter. I told that definitely.
The bloodline is running the WWE right now.
Of course.
You say all of that. You got possibilities that, man. Yo, we the ones, brother.
Absolutely. What is it going to bring? Dustin Rhodes? He can't even get out of the contract with the con man. He's got him there like a prisoner.
I was about to say the only hope Cody has left is legacy.
Oh yeah.
And one guy's in prison.
And one guy's on SmackDown.
I didn't know that. That's right. He is in prison.
Yeah. Jeez. Well,
I mean, in the words of Nakamura, not today. Yes, indeed. So we got that. We got that little Heal the Ring podcast here. We're gonna say good afternoon, everyone. We'll see you tonight at the watch along. We appreciate everyone that joined us to give us their thoughts. Chris as well, Chef, Terrence. We'll be doing that watch along. Cannot wait for tonight. SmackDown to hear what Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, has to say. And the fallout, which direction they're gonna go. Is there another pivot, another swerve? And we're gonna find out that WWE is his house. Whose house is it? It's WWE's house. So, from all of us here in the Heal the Ring podcast, we got just 2 words for you: just subscribe. We'll talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. We'll give you the Raw. We'll give you the SmackDown intro. See ya.
Acknowledge me. Not tonight. So shut up.
Los Angeles.